Hi. For those that don't know me, I'm Virginia Walton. I'm an executive burnout coach. I help corporate women overcome their feelings of exhaustion, stress, and overwhelm to continue to meet their goals in both personally and professionally and without feeling guilt or having to sacrifice themselves. Prior to starting my coaching practice, I spent 24 years in the banking and finance industry, where I worked my way from teller at a small community bank to senior vice president of a $27 billion bank by the age of 38. I'd love to tell you I did everything right and it was easy. Not so much. But along the way, I learned a lot and I fell in love with the opportunity to help others succeed and have greater success than I did and do it a little easier. So that's what brought me here to being a coach. Today's topic: 3 questions busy women should ask before they say yes. I know it feels like we've kind of gotten on autopilot with, of course, yes, sure, I can handle that, no problem. And I don't just mean accepting meeting requests when they come in without even reading it. Just hit the accept button. It's on your calendar and you'll deal with it when it pops up for the reminder. You got to say stop and think about those two. Why do we do it? We want to take care of everybody, right? We want to be helpful. We want to be of service. We think it's our job. It's just in our nature. I get it. So I'm not here to tell you you have to say no. I'm also not here to tell you that boundaries means hard time, setting a hard time for when you shut down or leave the office or, you say no or to this or that. That's not real life. Sounds great in a book, but it doesn't always work in reality. And it doesn't serve you. It's uncomfortable. It's not what you want to do. So then you don't do it. And you're in the same spot. So, how do we continue to meet our desire to serve and help and be supportive without costing ourselves? I've got some simple tips. So, we're going to talk about 3 questions. The first, do I have time for this? And you might say, no. Okay. If the answer is no, that doesn't mean you have to say no to the ask. Can you delay something else? Can you reprioritize? If not, then can you delay the ask? Doesn't have to be no. It just might be not now. Remember, no matter how many things you jam in your calendar, put on your to-do list, you still only get 24 hours in the day. And I hate to tell you, but you have to take a portion of those for sleep, showering, eating. It's kind of non-negotiable. So it's about finding the balance, right? So before you just automatically say yes, stop. Do I have time? Little secret, when I have found I had to learn new habits, right? A bad one I had would be I would get caught up in the heat of the discussion at the meeting table. And I'd want to put my thoughts on the idea. I didn't always wait till the other person was done talking. Not ideal. So I had to develop a habit. You know what I used to do? I'd pick up my cup of tea, my glass of water, my bottle of water, and I'd go, did you see how I couldn't talk? So if you need a little tip to help you take that little pause, you probably always have a bottle of water, a cup of coffee. Pick it up. It gives you an opportunity to not talk and to think. So while you're doing that pause and sipping, if you got to hold it, and it's a really long drink, here's when you can ask the next question. Does this align with my goals, my values, my priorities? You might be like, well, sometimes it's just I don't have a choice. I'm going to challenge you a little bit on that. Because you might say, oh, it doesn't align with my goals, but my boss said I had to do it. Well, then it probably does align with your goals. Either the goals you and your boss agreed to a few months ago for your performance objectives for the year, or it's going to align with your professional goals. Even if you don't want to do it, you know doing it will advance you. It will get you the visibility you want. It will give you the experience you need. A great example I personally had of this during my career was I was not in a function that had just received a matter requiring attention from our regulator, right? So to my fellow banking network, you know, or any regulated industry, you know, when your regulator comes in and says, you have an issue, you need to fix it, it's a priority. Well, a colleague, it was his area they issued this MRA for. He went to my boss and said he didn't have time to work on this, but he thought it'd be a great opportunity for me. It was not in my job description. It was not in my area of responsibilities. It wasn't even my department. And I'd never done it before. But my boss had told me previously, Virginia, if you can't demonstrate your ability to manage people, you can't move forward. And I knew this remediation came with an open headcount. I got to write the job description, hire, staff, train, implement. Now, my boss forgot I had managed a small team several years prior, but I couldn't debate that with him. In his mind, he needed to see this. Again, not my responsibility, but it aligned with my goals because my goal was to advance in my career. And this was giving me an opportunity to prove that I was ready, to prove that I did it. So, did I have time? No. Did I really want to do it? No. But it did align with my professional goals. So I made time and I figured it out. And you know what? I got the visibility of the president of the bank by resolving it. And it did lead to my ultimate next promotion. So even if it's something you really didn't want to do, I didn't raise my hand. My boss said, so-and-so doesn't have time. I need you to do this. Okay. It aligned, though, with my personal professional goals. Another example I can share, a non-work. Last year, our town for over 30 years has had an annual festival the weekend after Labor Day. And it's changed hands, obviously, in who organizes it over 30 years. There's a risk of it not happening last year. And the mayor came to a group of people who already volunteer a lot in our small community and said, can you step up in some way and help us save that? We always have a festival on this weekend. It's important to the town. And I knew it was important to the town. I always supported it. I actually looked forward to it. I agreed to do one little part. Well, the small group got smaller. And so I stepped up. Did I have time? Absolutely not. Did it align with my priorities, my personal goals, my professional goals? No, but it aligned with my value. I have a strong commitment to service in my community. My community is very important to me, and I want to see it thrive. So I will do my part. So I shuffled things around, reprioritized, and made getting this event off a priority because it aligned with my values as a person, right? It was a lot of work. It was exhausting. The weather worked out. It was a wonderful success. And afterwards, my boyfriend said, there was a little noise about who was getting credit and who was giving credit and so forth, as always the case. So I guess you're not going to do it because of so-and-so. I said, I didn't do it for him. I didn't do it for them. I did it for the town and out of my love for our town. So I am continuing to help get this back to a stable spot because it aligned with my values, right? So do I have time? Does it align with my goals, my values, my priorities in life? It can be personal or professional, right? Because you have goals and objectives that are outside the office, right? So here's the last question. Does it fuel my energy or does it drain me? Right? You can be exhausted in a good way, or you can just be exhausted, right? So even though it's going to take time, create some pressure on your time and your to-do list as you shuffle things. Is it going to feed me? Is it an opportunity, right? The example I used with having to address the issues our regulators identified, I got to do something completely different. I learned new things. I got to help design a system, build a process. I stood up a function. I'd never done that before. That's exciting, right? So it fueled my energy. So the time was offset by learning new things and fueling a personal desire, personal passion. Same is true with the example I shared of our community festival. I learned all kinds of new things. I met all kinds of new people right here in my little town. I had to walk into businesses that I don't patronize and support as a patron because we have 6 places to get your hair cut and done. And I can't go to all of them, right? We all know this isn't just the ladies, men too. Once you find somebody that does your hair the way you want and you're comfortable, you stick with that. You may follow them to another business because of that relationship. So obviously, I don't get my hair cut at all 6 businesses in town. But I was walking into some of them and going, hey, I'm working on this. Can you support us in any way? And so I met them. I learned that I had the confidence to be able to walk up to strangers and say, could you give me some money? So it fueled me. It was exciting. So it was that effort and energy that feeds you, as opposed to there are some other things. Again, I love my community. A friend of mine is on the Environmental Commission and organizes a roadside cleanup every year that will donate back to different nonprofit groups here in town. Awesome. That doesn't feed my energy. I had the opportunity to participate when I still had a corporate job and I was working, 60 hours a week and commuting 10 hours a week. And I thought, I'm not spending my Saturday morning picking up trash. I got to take care of my house. I didn't do it. Didn't fuel my energy. Did I have time? Not really. Was it a personal goal? No. Did it kind of align with my values? Yeah. But did it give me energy? No. So I said no. And I said, hey, I have to draw a line somewhere. That's one thing I'm not going to do. I'll write a check. I'm not going to give up my Saturday. Sorry, guys. And you know what? Nobody questioned, nobody criticized, and nobody challenged me. They understood. We all have to do what's best for us. I give in a lot of other ways. That's not one of them. Here's another example, right? Most of us, may have had some sort of family gathering this past weekend with Passover and Easter, or even if you don't celebrate it from a religious standpoint, you may have just been getting together for chocolate bunnies, which I have no idea what they have to do with Easter. And I've been Catholic 45 years, so please don't ask. My family had not celebrated Easter together in the last 2 years because of the pandemic. And I've been hosting for maybe the last 5 or 6. I missed it. I missed having a house full of people. I missed seeing my cousin's children chasing around the yard looking for plastic eggs. No, they weren't filled with candy. So at Christmas, I said, we need to get together. We're not all going to be together for Christmas. Let's put it on your calendars for Easter. You know what? It's a lot of work to host 19 people. It's a lot of work to fill plastic eggs and hide them around the yard. I live in a nice little house, but guess what? My dining room is not set up for 19. I don't have 19 chairs in there. So not to mention, I said I'm a practicing Catholic. It was Holy Week. In 7 days, I was in church 6 of them for various reasons. Again, all important to me. So was it exhausting? Yes. Monday, when I got home from having to do some stuff we would normally do at church on Sunday because of the holiday, we did it Monday morning. And it was now noon. And I had made numerous trips up and down the attic stairs, and everything was cleaned and put away. There's not an Easter decoration in my house. There's not a dirty dish. They're all back up in the attic. I was exhausted. My whole body ached. I'm like, wow, how did I get this old in the last 5 years? But it fueled my energy. It was a lot of work Saturday and Sunday, and I was tired on Monday. But it was great to hear my cousin's wife as she took a picture of the kids after they collected all the eggs, goes, wait, guys, I need this picture. I haven't had one in 2 years. It was great to see the kids, even though they were a little older, running around, and the ones who were now in high school helping the younger ones. To hear the loud chatter at the table as we sat as a family at one giant table, right, a few pushed together, with a friend who would have been alone, as we passed and joked, who's hoarding the butter? Where are the green beans? They didn't come down here. It was exhausting, but it fueled my energy. I remembered why I do this. So that's what I'm saying. Before you say yes, pause, right? If you need to retrain your mouth to not just say, yes, of course, and then 10 minutes later go, crap, why did I agree to that? I don't want to do it. I don't have the time, and I don't really care. It has nothing to do with anything for me, personally, professionally, or whatever. Pick up your cup, your glass, your water bottle, because we all stay hydrated, and think, do I have time? Can I make the time? What has to be reshuffled? Does this align to my goals? Personal, professional. You know, if a friend calls and says, hey, I want to go check out this new spin class on Thursday night. Will you come with me? And your personal goal has been to create time, downtime. And the only night you had that week was Thursday, and spinning's really not your thing, don't say yes. Because your priority, your personal goal is to create some more downtime, and you planned it for Thursday. Say to your friend, listen, I'd love to go with you to check out that spin class, but I can't do it this week. Can we see if there's one next week? And then you can still make your commitment to you. Don't sacrifice your goals for your friend's goal to learn how to take a spin class or try a new spin class or get into going to the gym or whatever their goal is. I didn't say you can't go. I didn't say tell her, no, this is my time. I said, hey, I can't do it this week. How about next week and I can support you? Because I made a commitment to myself. I have a commitment on my calendar. You don't even have to tell her what it is. I have a commitment on my calendar Thursday night that I can't move. Can we work on that goal another night? Right? Do I have time? Does it align with my priorities, my values, my goals? Does it fuel me or drain me? And if it's going to leave you tired, but you get so much more in terms of your energy and enjoyment, that's what I mean. Does it give you energy? Does it fuel you? So I hope you found it helpful. If you think, hey, this makes sense, but I don't know how to do it. I need something more than just, hold on, let me put some liquid in my mouth and create this pause before I respond. Or, plus picking up your glass means you can't click yes on the email or respond. I'm here to help. Okay? You're not in this alone. You can make these small tweaks that'll have a huge difference. So check out my website, virginiawalton.com. You'll find more videos, blogs, and tips like this. If you're ready to make the change and you're like, I need somebody to help me, let's connect. Okay? Drop me a comment, message me on LinkedIn or Facebook, and we'll get you on the right path so that you are meeting your goals and not saying no to everybody else, but you're finding the balance. I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well.